Hello, welcome to another church crawling video, and today we're going to Monks Kirby. So look out for the church. We're a very long way from it already at the moment. I'm just driving there, but suddenly you see it on the horizon. So coming down the road, I'm going to take this turning off. You can see it directly in front of us. It's we're a very long way away, but that is such a big building. It's going to vanish in a second. But it's huge. It stands out. When we get to the village, it's a beautiful village, a lovely place to live. However, for the size of the church, it's quite staggering. Now, Monks Kirby has a very strange history. There's lots of loose ends in that village. The family who still are around, I believe they still drink in the pub, which is opposite the church, which is a very nice pub. I really recommend you go to it. I know I did, for a cup of tea, obviously. It's um, it's one of those places which has a lot of history. If you're coming to England and you've got a few minutes, I recommend dropping off here. If you live in England, it's a cool place to go to. We're coming into the village now. A few modern buildings, but still keeping its charm. Take this turning. There's strange stones just on the right. Strange stones. Lots of those in Warwickshire. And here's the church. Look at the size of that thing. Staggeringly large. Pubs on the left. Going to park in the pub's car park. Going to pay for that privilege by buying a drink of tea, obviously. Here we go. Beautiful parking here. Now, you're going to have to excuse a lot of the camera work on this. I'm still getting used to these cameras. Still getting used to the whole thing. So, look at the size of that. It takes your breath away. When you're there, it takes your breath away. And when you stop and look at the village, it's huge. There's the beautiful pub. Some nice good shots of this church. When I came to do my recce, I was just walking into the pub and the bells began to ring. It's lovely to go to churches where the bells are still rung. Crossing the road. Nice sign saying it's open, which is always kind of the Church of England. A little bugbear of mine is gravestones which have been uprooted. I don't like it. I know that it's a necessary evil, but that doesn't stop it being an evil, in my opinion. Strange trees, beautiful trees. All these trees seem to have so much life. Right, look at the stonework there, the footings. Right, I have never explored the graveyard, to be honest. And this strikes me as a little bit strange. Sometimes you don't question such things as a stone in a box. Beautiful ceiling. Absolutely beautiful. Again, look at the stonework around that door. Great, beautiful doors. And that's a lovely thing to look at the daylight through a door like that. Looking at the ceiling, an electric light. Another necessary evil. Beautiful, beautiful vaulted ceiling. Beautiful carved doorway. Looking out into the wild. And the stone in its box. There we go, reaching out, turning it. The reason why it was moving about is because I tried to move it earlier and realised it might be more fun to video myself doing it. That's another thing that strikes you when you go into this church. It's such an airy, light church. Beautiful font, fantastic stained glass windows. I don't know for sure, but I would suggest they're Victorian. Look at the size of those windows, the size of those arches. It's not a small church by any stretch of the imagination. The pillars, gorgeous. I like to try and get a big round shot like that so that you can see, just get a feel for the place. Right, now those are interesting ceilings as well. Very similar to the ones in Holy Trinity in the middle of Coventry. Holy Trinity is much smaller than this. A city centre church served the community of a city throughout the Middle Ages, much smaller than Monks Kirby. Right, now I get a little bit excited about the stained glass windows now, and my camera work goes completely out. So you're just going to have to bear with me. There you can see them, they look very modern, as in Victorian. I can't say for sure. I'm not an expert on stained glass at all, but that looks Victorian to me. If you do know, please do put it in the comments. I'll be very, very grateful for your opinion. Beautiful. Stained glass is beautiful. Look at the skill. Oh, sorry. Yeah, don't look at my camera skill. Look at the skill. Oh, wow. On the stained glass. And it's so high up, it's hard to see without its commitment to detail. Beautiful font. I can't remember what that says. I did find it interesting. Beautiful panelling. Look at the size of this. And then coming up to another beautiful vaulted ceiling. This is one huge church. That's a lady chapel there. I've seen churches smaller than that lady chapel. Ah, no, this is a cool thing. This is a memorial to a man who died in the Crimean War. So that's a mid-Victorian war. Right, for such a big church, look at the size, as in the smallness of those pillars. Now this is going to take ages. It's looking at the seating plan. Trying to get another shot of the stained glass window, but that partition's in the way. Brockhurst there, just a thing that I note because it's interesting to me, is that Brock is Anglo-Saxon for badger, as in badger Brock. So I don't know what Hurst means. I could look it up, but I think I probably will in a minute. There I am. I'm trying to get as much detail of this. It's really interesting to see who was allowed to sit in which pews, and these were paid for. And the person in charge of the manor, he had huge sections for his servants right up close next to the pulpit, which is, fascinating. These were box pews. I think if we have a look, we might be able to see some examples which are survived. I can't remember offhand at the moment. Beautiful kneelers. I love a kneeler. Saves my knees, I can tell you. PA system in the church. Another necessary evil of our time. Beautiful carved pulpit. So this is a chapel on the north side, I think. And it's got 2 graves inside it. Now, the carving on these is beautiful. Can't quite work out why they're there. If they were sited there originally, or if they've moved. They seem to have been damaged. And this place now used for a store, which upsets me as much as the moved gravestones, but again, unnecessary evil. Look at the work there, that's beautiful. These look Elizabethan to me. I can't be sure, I'm not an expert on these, and I've not done any research, but this one looks medieval. His helmet looks medieval, his armour looks medieval. It seems to be a classic medieval piece. When I've done some more research, I'll post about what I think that is. Such a strange church. Oh, look at that, you know. The amount of work which went into that in the, it must have been possibly Elizabethan times, I don't know for sure. But it doesn't change how much work has gone into it. It's the organ to my left. Big organ, giant organ. Oh wow, look at that. Oh gosh. Do you see that helmet? Oh, I'm gonna have to ask Mr. Shadlake about that helmet. Close the door behind me because I'm a good boy. Beautiful tiles on the floor. What I tell you what I like about churches is the way they preserve lots of different types of history. So you can see medieval pieces, you can see modern pieces, Victorian pieces, all these different bits in churches, and it's just, oh, look at that. Look at the size of it. Monumental. I think I am running out of time at this point, and yes, it's very important that the sound I recorded at the time isn't on this, because at this point I remember that I should be at a child's birthday party. I might say a rude word, but I don't. You won't hear a rude word, I promise you. Look at that Lady Chapel, beautiful. So high, so dainty, so delicate. Look at the size of this place. How many people could that seat? So this is where we came in. Little latch to let myself out. Yep. Well, I wasn't. I was shooting back home to find out where this birthday party was. I did make it, and I was a good boy. Because I am. And I'll leave you there. I hope you've enjoyed the video. Please do subscribe. I'm only just starting off. I need all the help I can get. And you can be helpful. Thank you. Bye.